Hey guys, so I'm going to give my little review of Deathly Hallows Part 1 right now. So for the opening scene, I thought it was done really well. Like, just seeing what the trio was having to go through to prepare for this journey. They knew that they were going to have to leave everything behind. Like, seeing Hermione erase herself from her parents' memory, like, that just shows the strength of her. And it was great because it wasn't actually in the book. She just talks about it, so it was nice to see it. It was really nice to see Harry, like, go down to his cupboard and look and see the little toy soldiers he played with, and just kind of remember where he came from for the first couple years of his life. Ron, I mean, he really was just standing outside. Maybe the only thing I can think of is maybe showing how he made the ghoul look like it was sick and it was going to pretend to be him, but I can see why that was left out. I mean, that was completely unnecessary. I thought the 7th Potter scene was really hilarious. One problem I did have with it was the whole Bill Weasley thing, because Harry was supposed to have already known Bill. He was supposed to have met him already, and it was just like, hey, I'm Bill Weasley, and it just, I don't know why, it just really annoyed me, because it was a character that Harry was supposed to have already known. He was supposed to be there at the end of the 6th movie fighting the battle that they cut out. So that was a little annoying. I liked that they kept in the holy line with George losing his ear. I thought that was hilarious, and it added like a little bit of relief to the scene because it was so dark. They just, they had to transport Harry, and all these Death Eaters just came and attacked him, and Voldemort was there, and he killed Hedwig, and so it was just a little like light of the mood thing. I thought the whole scene with Harry and Jenny was just completely awkward. Asking him to zip up her dress was awkward. The kiss was awkward. George was awkward. I mean, George added a little bit of comedy to it, but I just thought it was way too awkward to be in there. I was also really disappointed by how short the wedding scene was. I felt like I really wanted to see Crumb there, and having Ron get jealous over it. I was really looking forward to that. But it was kind of nice to see how rushed they were to leave, that the wedding was just bombarded with these Death Eaters and they had to leave and they couldn't even say goodbye to anyone. So that was nice. I was a little disappointed they cut out a lot at Grimmauld Place. Yet again, I can see why, just for the pacing of it, but we didn't really get to see much of Kreacher. Like, I really liked that Harry started to treat Kreacher right, and Kreacher warmed up to them and actually liked them and wanted to help them, and it kind of made me sad in the book when they weren't able to go back to Grimmauld Place because they had to leave Kreacher behind. Also, in Grimmauld Place, I didn't like that they left out Hermione taking down the portrait of Sirius's grandfather, because it's very important that she has that in her purse for later, as you find out. Snape knows where they are, and so he's able to know where to put the sword and to spend the dough to send Harry to find it. So that was a little disappointing. I wonder how they're going to explain that one later. And I really liked the ministry scene. I thought it was so well done. It just looked phenomenal. I thought it was hilarious that Ron was really acting like he had a wife and he like totally forgot, and I thought it was hilarious that Ron forgot what Harry looked like and he was acting like he was just somebody there at the ministry. I was a little disappointed though that Harry didn't take Mad Eye's eye. It was a little, in the book, a memorial of how this was Mad Eye and he gave his life to protect them. He wanted to bury it properly, but he wasn't able to because he left it in Umbridge's door. I wasn't that big of a fan of the radio. I thought the radio, it was kind of nice to some of their travels with this playing as the background of it, hearing the names of people that have been missing or killed. But I felt like the radio in the movie played a big important role before Ron left. I thought it was more important after Ron came back because of the whole Potter Watch thing, but that was just me. I really liked the scene of Ron leaving. Just, Rupert Grint was amazing in that. He was just yelling and just everything about it. I thought it was phenomenal just to see his angst and just how he felt, because Ron doesn't really say that much about how he feels throughout the books, and here you just see him explode and leave, and that Hermione is so upset and she runs after him and she can't even like say what she's feeling because she's so upset that he wants to leave. But I felt like it would have been a little nice to see her more upset once he was gone, because in the book it talks about how she cried for weeks every day when he was gone. I just say the scene in Godric's Hollow was so creepy. The whole scene with Nagini and coming out and just attacking, It was amazing. I saw Deathly Hallows twice. Did not see it at midnight. I saw it Friday afternoon and I saw it Friday evening. When I went Friday afternoon, I went with a friend that's a really big Harry Potter fan, so she understood what was going on and we could feed off of each other and be excited and scared at the right places. The second time I went with people who have not read Harry Potter and are not really big fans of Harry Potter, so just like them not knowing what's going on in that scene, they were scared and they were laughing at it and they didn't understand certain things that were really important and significant, and they thought it was just something stupid and funny, so that was a little annoying. The scene when Ron comes back and Hermione finds out was really funny. How Hermione is just trying to hit him. She picks up leaves and she throws at him, and she takes his backpack and hits him, and then Ron's story about the ball of light coming and touching his heart to bring him back, that was really hilarious. Now, the scene at Xenophilia's was pretty good. I liked the three brothers story. It was different, and it was kind of nice to see something unexpected from the films. You expect them to just cast somebody and have them act out the scene, but the way they did it with the computerization of these characters was really good, and then you didn't get a lot of detail. I think it added to the mysteriousness of the thing because you don't know who these three brothers were, and it kind of just added to that, I think. A lot of people are saying that they're really disappointed they didn't see Luna's picture, which honestly, I'm going to say I was. The entire time I was there, I was thinking to myself, I can't wait till they go upstairs. I can't wait till they go upstairs and see Luna's painting. I was really looking forward to it. But as a lot of people were saying, I am kind of glad that it wasn't in there because I have a feeling they would have messed it up. That it wouldn't be as amazing as it is in detail as they do in the book. I just think it was so beautiful and wonderful just to see how much Luna really cared about them that it just kind of would have ruined it, I think. I also don't like the fact that they never explained the taboo on Voldemort's name as to why they were able to find them after the wedding and why they were able to find them in the forest, but they couldn't find them for all those months that they were camping in the countryside. I think that should have been somewhere in there. So the whole torture scene was interesting. I felt like in the book it was much more physical, and that yes, Hermione got mudblood carved into her arm, but I felt like the book was much more physical and she was much more hurt and the screams were horrible. I mean, I think the screams were just amazing for it, and it sounded so bad, but I felt like it could have been so much worse. Ron should have been freaking out more. One thing I didn't like was the fact that they had no explanation for the mirror at all. I mean, Harry pulls out this mirror out of his sock. I mean, he has it through the whole movie. There's no explanation to what it is and to who he thinks he's seeing in this mirror, because he uses the mirror to call for help and then Dobby pops up. So people possibly could be thinking that Dobby was in the mirror or on the other side of the mirror, or they don't even know that there's someone on the other side of the mirror. And then Dobby, I love that he brought some comic relief in there. He's like, "Of course, sir, I'm an elf." And I loved when he was yelling at Bellatrix about him being a free elf. Then, oh, Dobby. When I read the book, I cried when Dobby died, so I knew I was gonna cry in the movie, and that was the only part that made me cry in this one, was just Dobby dying. I thought it was so well done, just him in Harry's arms and just saying he was so glad to be surrounded by friends. It was just so moving, and just the fact that like Harry is freaking out when he's dying and Hermione can't even move. She's so distraught over this. It was beautiful. Wonderful. I really liked this movie for the most part. There were a few things I wish they had done differently, but overall I was really impressed, and honestly I wish it was July right now so I could see part 2. I will see you guys later.